Howdy YouTube, this is going to be the longest reaction we have done today. Hoe Math Self-Maximize 5. Swordpilled. Do women want jerks? Well, I already know the answer to that. But let's find out what he has to say. Like and sub if you like him. Like and sub if you like me. Oh, wink. Your mom already did. Okay, let's get into this.
Do they want bad boys? Do they like jerks? Why do they say
they
they like
don't. That's not what it is.
nice guys and then turn down the guys who are nice to them?
Good morning, Starshine.
It comes off as weakness, softness, and they don't want that. Also, it's safe, and they don't want safe. A lot of them, not all of them, mind you, but a lot of them want the sparks you feel at the beginning of the relationship, but they want that all the time, and when they stop feeling that, it's game over.
The Earth says hello.
Do women even know what they want? And where the hell does this come from?
I'm gonna show you a secret move nobody's talking about, but I know for a fact all women want. All we want in the depths of our heart is for somebody to do this. Oh, now she's looking at you. She's yours. You could be a villain, slaughtering my people across.
Yes, they do like that. If they say they don't, they're liars.
The Seven Kingdoms. What a red flag. That's all it takes. Just a little. Whoop. Huh.
She said, kill my family and move my face around with a sword. Why does she want that? And why can't anyone agree on how this works, even after I wrote it down for you?
It's all right there for free. Take a screenshot, my guys. Not that. I'll take a screenshot of that.
Why?
There's plenty of screenshots and stuff like that on the internet. Look at this. Just read this. Take a screenshot. It's free. It explains everything.
Can't anyone agree on how this works, even after I wrote it down for you? I'm going to answer
I don't
all
want
these
your channel
questions
because you're a
again.
man.
I've done it before somewhere in here, but this time I'm going to do it all together, all at once. This is my last attempt to
Amazon
get rid
Basics.
of the poisonous language that we have in our culture around good guys and bad boys, as if you can only be one at a time, like you have to pick one. If we keep talking about it like that, we're never going to figure this out. What people say, especially men who are not successful with women, is that women like jerks who are low in niceness, and they don't like good guys who are high in niceness. That's all wrong. Throw it all in the garbage. This is Zones 4. Some people said Zones 3 was hard to read, so I made it simple. What women like is strong guys. That's what makes them excited.
Yeah, you can be strong and nice.
There aren't very many strong guys right now, so they don't have to be nice. They don't have to be supportive, and they don't want to because it's expensive. Women want this guy.
And they confuse strength with cockiness and ego, which is not strength. It's insecurity, but they don't see that.
But there aren't any of them left. There are very few strong guys right now, and so they all get a lot of girls, and they can't support all of them, which makes them cry. That's a big part of why women hate men right now. But women will pick the strong guy who makes her cry over the nice guy who is weak, because weak is icky. They just don't like that. They don't like weak for the same reason that you don't like fat, ugly women. It's just gross to them. So if you are strong and supportive, someone will want to be with you. If you're supportive but not strong, girls will be friends with you. If you're strong but not supportive, girls will go home with you but then run away when you make them cry. And finally, if women are not attracted to you and they don't want to be friends with you, you are probably just a weak jerk, and you have a lot
Oh, that poor little sad ghost. Look at that little ghosty boy. Let's call him Clarence.
of work to do. I have been in all of these boxes, and I remember believing that this was mean and this was nice, because that is how male attraction works. When a girl is nice, we usually like her, and when she is more masculine and demanding and in charge, we usually go, geez, I don't know about this one. So we end up thinking that women are just like us, but they're doing it backwards. We go, women should like nice guys, but they like jerks. And it doesn't make sense until you understand that women have different needs than us. They're more complicated. They need strong, which we usually don't care about. And
that's biology, I assume. I'm not a biologist.
they need supportive, which we also usually don't care about. They don't want nice, they want strong and good. I'm going to show you why nice guys versus jerks is the
That's the worst Rubik's Cube I've ever seen in my entire life.
wrong way to frame what women want. What women want is strength, and strength comes in many forms, most importantly, safety. In the digital age, safety is complicated. I have 51 accounts. I worry about them. I keep my information safe with Aura, this video sponsor. Aura showed me how my information was all over the web. Look at that. See more. If you ever wondered how
See-
scammers
who's
get your number
Seymour?
and your email, this is why. These are data brokers. They sell your data without your consent to God knows who.
That's
and they
true.
make
You can't trust
billions.
anybody on
and
the
even though
internet.
they have to remove your data if you ask, they make it as hard as possible. That's why I recommend Aura. They make it clear and
Yeah,
easy
that's
to
a
keep yourself
trap.
safe.
That's
Aura
how
does
they
the hard
trap
part
you.
for you. They remove your info from data brokers and they keep it off. Aura is all-in-one online safety. You get alerts for credit and banking fraud, or if your info's on the dark web, 24/7 monitoring and US-based support, a secure VPN, antivirus, password manager, $5 million in identity theft insurance, and more. You can try Aura free for
What a
14 days
bargain!
at aura.com/homemath. Click the link in the description. I feel safe with Aura, and you will too. That's aura.com/homemath.
Will he throw in a free binder of all that Hoe Math?
So why don't men know they need to be strong? Well, it's not your fault. You were just trying to be nice. This happens to most of us. It happened to me real bad. This whole time I was just a weenie, and then here I thought I was finally nice enough to get a real girlfriend, and she ruined my life. My life gets ruined a lot. I'm on my way
Oh, yeah, sounds like he picked a wrong one. He did not follow his binder on that.
back. We all start out here, and we want to get here. Then they punish us for being strong and tell us to be nice, so we end up here. And girls don't like it, so then we stop being nice and end up here forever. This is as simple as I can explain it. You grow up, you start liking girls, you say, what do girls want? Everyone says, just be nice, just be yourself. And then you think, how would I want a girl to treat me? And you do that, and it doesn't work. And then you have to go try a bunch of things and see what works, or just like quit. And I'm telling you what those things are as simply as possible. They're all right here and here. Now I'm going to
I kinda breezed through that, so if you didn't read that,
before I tell you what swords
watch
have
the
to do
video
with
and
it.
pause.
I'll do this really quick. I've said it so many times. There's physical attractiveness and the masculine part of your personality. That's what causes women to be attracted to you. Everything over here is what you have to offer her. That means, what do you give her that protects her from the harsh realities of life? Do you provide? Do you protect?
Blankets
do you
and
care?
cocoa.
Do you give her higher status? So if you provide and protect and care, you are a friend, and if you are exciting, you are a boyfriend, and if you can do both, you are ideal. A lot of men think
Hear that? Be caring and exciting.
they can do these
He's not going to tell you how to do either one.
things and expect her to feel this way, and that's not how it works. That's how they tell you it works. They say be nice, but we all know it's not worth anything. They never tell you to look good and be strong and tough and smart and funny and be superior, better than other men. And they especially don't tell you this part, how women want to be at the mercy of a powerful man. Why don't they just tell us? Remember what Momo said.
To be fair, they don't all want that. Everyone's different. But biologically, there is a desire to feel that way. Both in men and women. Men would love to feel that way to a strong woman. That's why Dommy mommies and muscle mommies are so big. Because you get to be vulnerable with them.
It's a secret move, but all women want it.
I'm gonna show you a secret move. It's a move nobody's talking about, but I know for a fact all women want.
How can something be a secret that everyone knows about? That's what I was trying to communicate when I put the top half of zones in a speech bubble and the bottom half in a thought bubble. I guess it was too subtle, not a lot of people picked up on it, but the higher you go on the chart, the more public. People brag about these relationships. And the lower you go on the chart, the more secret. We keep these things to ourselves. And you might notice that the entire bad boy axis is at the very bottom of the chart. What that's supposed to mean is women don't tell you these things, they tell you these things. So for men, the more we like her, the
Okay.
more we want everyone to know about it. And at a certain point, we'll still hang out with her, but we don't want anyone to know. This is the hardest part for men to understand.
I don't think I've ever been with someone I didn't tell other people about. I don't understand that one at all.
Women can like a man or things about men quite a lot and still not want anyone to know about it. That's why so many men have this problem and these problems too. We ask women, what do you want? And she says, I want a ring and a house and I want you to be nice to me and be committed. And then we give that to her and she says, ew, and then dates a criminal who has these things. And men get really fed up with this, and they say women are lying, and they want jerks. Again, if a girl is nice to us, we like her more. But it's not a lie. She does want the good guy stuff, just not by itself. So if this has ever happened to you, it's because you didn't have what she was looking for here.
You hear that? Any nice guys in my chat? Stop being nice to her. Be really, really mean. No, I'm kidding. Don't do that. You just got to add a little strength to it. Not ego, not cockiness, not being mean. Strength of character, also maybe of body if you want to get in some good shape. That'd be fine too. But she does. But strength does not mean being mean or rude.
And she's not gonna tell you because these are secrets, secrets that every woman wants. And the sword thing is the biggest secret of all. So if women want something, why would they keep it secret? Doesn't that prevent them from getting it?
Mainly because they don't know they want that. Like they want that. They know they want that, but they don't think about how they want that. They just think I want someone who's going to love me. They don't think I also would like to be dominated a little bit. Like they don't think about that. They think of themselves as strong, independent women, and that kind of goes against being strong and independent.
And the answer is, of course not. That would mean that life makes sense, and God would never let that happen. So there is
That one got me. Oh
a
man.
reason that women keep these things quiet, even though they want them very much. I'm going to switch to zones 3. It's got these meters. So you'll notice that the more a man likes a woman, the more he wants to talk about her, more public. And again, we assume that women are the same, and that's not true. The more that a man supports a woman, the more she will talk about him. You've probably seen women freak out and scream and go, "Oh my God, look at the ring, it's so huge." That is a lot of investment. And it's coming from a guy who makes her look good. He's not some 80-year-old that she's robbing, basically. He's not running around with other women. He's got a lot of good guy points, so he is more public. But remember, none of these things cause attraction unless it's there already. If you are down here, if she has no idea who you are, and you start doing lots and lots of this stuff, you become like a brother to her. And if you do a half-ass job, you end up here, and that's how you get fired. That's...
Oh, do not go to the creep zone. It's better to go to the friend zone than the creep zone. Do not be the creepy guy.
This is you down here saying, what do women want? And then they tell you, I want these things, and then you do them and bring them to her, and she says, ew, no thanks, because you landed here, here, or here, and you didn't have these things, which she didn't tell you, because if she does, it makes her look bad. She loses points here. Be honest with yourself. When you hear Momo say this, does it make her
Who's
seem more
Momo?
or
Is that
less
like a
like
person? Like is that a popular person? Is that why he knows her? Or is this like a video he found and he just knows her name from the video?
wife material?
Oh, now she's looking at you. She's yours. You could be a villain, slaughtering my people across the 7 kingdoms. What a red flag. That's all it takes. Just a little whoop. Huh. This moment has yet to happen to me organically, but God, I long for it. I long for it. I long for it.
Now, your mileage may vary, but I'm not in love with the idea of
Do you
building...
think she's actually gonna get it? And if she gets it, do you think she'll actually like it and go for it? Or is that just in her head? Because I know there are some things I like, but they're just in my head, and I would not want them for real.
a kingdom for someone who wants me to get slaughtered by a villain. This might also explain a few things about women's voting habits. Think about it. I'd like to thank Momo for taking one for the team. She said the quiet part out loud.
Good for
and
her.
That can
Good
make
for her.
men pretty
Also, she knows what she likes, and that's a big deal. A lot of people do not know what they like.
resentful and less likely to provide. So, keeping these things secret is a strategy, and it's also a test to see who can figure it out. And a lot of them don't even know they're doing it. All of this is buried so deep in the subconscious that most women don't know they have to tell you. They assume that you already know what they want, and that's where we get this dynamic from. This is the you should be able to read my mind conversation that we've all had. This is the a woman's love
you've been
language
there.
is not having to ask. I want to go out to eat. What do you want? You pick. Okay, how about Italian food? No, not that. You pick. Okay, how about if we go get Indian food? No, not that. You pick. She wants you to know what she wants without telling you.
That's called crazy. If she won't tell you what she wants, she's bad at communication, and you don't need to be with her.
And by the way, the answer to that question is usually just get in the car. Where are we going? You'll like it when we get there. And that feeling of
You know what? Solid answer. If you're willing to put up with that BS, do that.
being in charge, saying, here's what's going to happen now, that's what women want. That's what the sword is. This is a picture of a guy faking it and the girl doesn't buy it. So the reason that women don't say this stuff is because it means I can be taken away by competition that is stronger than you. And when men hear that, we say, well, why would I give you anything then? Why would I give you time and money and stay away from other women for you if someone can just come by and take you because he's taller or has a better car or something?
Making a man wait while her 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 previous partner she slept with on the first or second date is like me going to McDonald's. Everyone in the restaurant paid $1 for a cheeseburger. There's 3 people in line ahead of me. They all pay $1 for a cheeseburger. Then I get to the front of the line, ask for a cheeseburger, and the clerk looks at me and says, "It's $1,000 for you, sir."
Then don't pay.
Exactly. Let's see, I got more. Or it's more.
That,
got her.
That's why I love the Whatever podcast. They're so good at getting women to say, give me everything all the time and you get nothing. And that is how it is out there. So what men are saying is, if this is what makes you like men, why would I give you any of this? And then they say, well, you just should, like Batman's gimme. And then we say no, and then they just vote for it. Some guys get confused about this too. When I tell men to improve themselves, I'm saying, be more attractive, and some of them think I'm saying, give women more stuff. I do not want you to be this guy. I want you to be this guy. So it's
I
true
got like
that
he was in
women
Street
are
Fighter. Can't remember that guy's name, but there's a guy like that with the hair, right?
failing.
It was like Guile? Was his name Guile? I don't remember playing Street Fighter ever.
Really badly to provide men with what they need in order for men to want to provide commitment and stability and everything that makes a stable relationship. And that's what most of my videos are about. But this one is about how men are failing to be the things that make women like them in the first place, just in case you ever find one that's not like, but no, just gimme. So you need to understand that if you want women to like you more, or if you want your life to be better at all, you can't accomplish that by going to work and making money and being nice and giving people things. That doesn't move the needle. That just makes you this guy. And it's also not accomplished by being cruel. This has been a very difficult
don't be
point.
cruel. That should never be part of the plan. And if you're being cruel to trying to get women, you don't deserve those. I don't care how bad those women are. You should not be cruel to anybody to get what you want.
To make. I wrote this on Zones 2, and I also drew this picture, which was controversial. I was trying to illustrate what's going on when things like this happen. When you watch her hate the nice guy and like the jerk, it's easy to get mad at women. Now let's change our language. That looks different. Remember, she's not going to talk about these things. They are secret. She might not even know about them. On top of that, this
That's how big a
behavior
secret
shows
it
that he
is.
doesn't care what she thinks. It's not abusive, it's confident. But this behavior is wimpy. It says, you might not like me unless I do nice things for you. He's giving her good guy things and expecting her to feel attraction. And that's creepy or icky. That's what I mean by the sword. This guy has power, and he knows when to use it. This guy is saying, I have no power, please like me. Here's another one.
He has no power and does not know when to not use it.
Has heart eyes because he's protective and obsessive. Again, that's not gonna move the needle unless she already likes him for reasons that she won't say and might not know about. This is difficult for modern men to understand because they raise us to be wimps. One of my fans contacted me with a story. He was out with his girlfriend, and they were blocked by some crying, whining protesters, and so he shoved his way through them. And his girlfriend was mad at him. Later she said she didn't like it. And his question for me was, I did a bad boy thing. That's bad boy points, right? Why didn't she like it? And the answer is that the crying affects women. This is how you manipulate women. So their useless trash bag crying fit
And you think the wimps would get more ladies?
made her have feelings, so when he shoved through them, she felt like he was shoving through her feelings. That's why it's just not true that women like jerks, otherwise they would respond to things like this. You have to be a jerk in a very specific way. You have to use your sword on things that bother her to create a space where she can feel safe. And sometimes those things are in her own subconscious, like, I don't want to pick where to eat, or I don't want to feel guilty for sleeping with you too soon. That's where we get the mystery zone from. If you haven't seen this video, go watch it after.
That sounds like a place I used to visit as a child. Not this particular one. That would be awful and illegal.
For this one.
I think it was like I think it was called Mystery Zone, wasn't it? It was like one of those like kid places with like the ball pits and stuff like that.
Why don't men get hints is the same thing as you.
Actually, you know what? I don't think I ever actually went there. I think I always wanted to go have a birthday there, but we couldn't afford it.
You pick where to eat. It means make decisions for me, but make sure they're the ones I want. This is, by the way, how weak, inferior males sneak into women's emotional spaces. They pretend to have the same feelings as the girls about, wah, poor babies, and then they act like they're gonna do something about it, even though all they ever do is cry. Let's recap. Now you
Ooh.
understand that it's not good versus bad or nice versus jerk. It's strong versus weak and supportive versus selfish. And most guys are weak and selfish, and they think being weak makes them nice because they still think it's nice guys versus jerks. Then society says be nice, so they become more supportive, which women find gross because they're not strong. So now
Okay.
you understand what
Now you know how to not be in the friend zone.
the sword is. It's using your power to make things happen or to stop things
But not to force things to happen, because that makes you a jerk.
from happening. You understand that having power doesn't make you bad, even though they tell you it does. That's just a test. As soon as you have any power, they say, that's toxic masculinity, and then if you give it up, you lose. And you understand how to use
That's a fun point I did not consider.
your sword. You have to cut a path through the world so that she can walk it safely, and sometimes
That is what happened all through history. Just look it up.
the jungle you have to cut through is her own feelings. And finally, you understand why women are never going to tell you that you need a sword, because that's like saying the strongest guy wins me, and then we think, well, it's a big world, there's someone stronger than me. What are you going to do, leave when he gets here? And then we don't give them anything. That's why they say, put down your sword and be nice. And then we do, and they go, ew, gross. This is why female dating coaches
I don't know, something about the delivery of the you gross. That got me.
are so terrible for men.
I thought high value for men meant same as men. In my mind, it was only logical. If I want a man who's rich, successful, wealthy, I have to also be rich, successful, wealthy. Whenever I would go on dates with men, I would tell them about all my accolades and all the accomplishments and all the countries I'd gone to, and I thought, wow, I'm so cool.
Do you see how she got it exactly backwards? Just like you, just like me,
How does that
just
make
like
you cool?
everybody at first, until you figure out what's going on. Men, we look at women and we say, well, I want her to be nice to me, and I want her to make me not compete with other men, so I will give her niceness. I'll give her lots of time and money, and I'll talk only to her, and then she goes, ugh, that wasn't very strong. I want a man who's strong, so he must want a woman who's strong. Listen to all the countries I've been to and all the sex I've had, and we go, well, geez, what do you need me for? Here's an-
Good question. What does she need you for?
Another way to look at it. Remember, women don't see these men. They don't exist. And women like these men, but these men make them cry. And women are friends with these men, but no woman would ever coach this guy on how to become attractive to her, because ick. She doesn't want to think about that. That's not what women say to these men. They say, you're gonna make some other woman happy someday. Other girls will like you, not me. So when you go to a female dating coach, you are asking her, how do I get from here to here? Because other girls must already like you, why wouldn't they? You're so sweet, just don't touch me. And what she's
Don't
telling
touch
you
me.
is how to get from here to here. So women don't have any idea at all that they need this from you or that you need to go get it. And that's why they always tell you to be more supportive. And that turns you into this guy. Please
Hands down, if you love someone, be supportive. Just don't even worry about that part.
love me. Please, I got you presents. So they call you evil for having power. Then they test your power to see if you're strong enough to ignore them. Don't pay someone to do that. They do it for free.
See, it's free. Don't go to a dating coach. They're already coaching you.
Before I tell you where to get a sword, figuratively, why is it the biggest secret?
eBay.
Well, we already know that women usually don't know about it, and if they do, they get punished for bringing it up. But also, it's very uncomfortable to talk about. We don't want to believe that women could be like this, and it's also very subconscious. Most men don't get it either, which is why they do stuff like this. So when you bring it up, when you say, women want the strongest guys, some people think you're being a bad person. I told you earlier that I made this drawing, which made someone uncomfortable. This
I wanna
person
see it.
thought I was recommending this behavior, like you have to be aggressive with women even if they don't like it, and that was not my point. I'll just let women say it themselves.
Okay, so one of the hottest things a guy can do in the bedroom is pin your arms above your head. Outside of the bedroom, I am in control. I am loud.
that's probably
I'm
what the
obnoxious,
drawing
I'm
was.
telling people what to do. I'm a firstborn. But inside the bedroom, I want somebody to shut me the up. So take control, pin my hands back, put in the work, make me feel
It's been my experience that always works. But that's just my experience.
ravished.
That's her asking for the strong part. She did not say the hottest thing a guy can do is buy me flowers, call me princess. She said, shut me the up. The guy she wants it from is nice to her elsewhere, and that's why he's here. This drawing was just an extreme version of shut me the up. I've heard that one before. This video was popular recently. I can't show you the whole thing, not because it's that bad, but because people will freak out and scream. Again, this is just very difficult to talk about. This video started a whole trend. Basically, something happens, and then he gives her cake and a flower, and she's happy. And then a bunch of people copy it. And again, I'm not recommending this behavior, it just illustrates the point.
Christmas tree cake, that's how you win. That's what the ladies like, Christmas tree cakes.
It's the same pattern that Momo said, strong thing, then nice thing.
Who? Huh.
Let's get a little more intense. It's no secret that women love criminals. This is also controversial, so I will also let women say it.
Joseph Lancia was officially.
Yeah, remember that Luigi guy? A lot of women wanted him free.
Dear Joseph.
This is why I like felons. He's obsessed with you. You ain't going nowhere. You can't leave. You can't stay. He's not going
I imagine also they're the only ones that would take her if you could see the way she is.
nowhere. You're stuck.
You know, this is how I got held hostage and ended up with a summer.
Same. How I ended up with a gun pointed to my head, but that shit was hotter than hell. At least I got attention.
Okay, I know that I'm like so
That's not good.
late to
It's
this,
not good
but I just
attention.
started watching The Sopranos. I'm not crazy, right? Like, there's nothing wrong with me, right? Like, I want that man so bad.
She's talking about this man, Tony
To be fair, he's a good actor, and I don't blame her.
Soprano, fictional mob boss. Women also love bad boys in media. Here's Beauty getting thrown around by the Beast. And the big bad wolf from Puss in Boots.
I get it. I get this one. I completely get this one. That voice.
The girls say, he's so fine, hear me out, I'm in love, hear me out again, you get the idea. Some people call this a disorder, hybristophilia, the love of criminals, but that gives you the wrong idea. Like, normal women are all love and cuddle.
Well, the wolf isn't a criminal. The wolf is death. That's kind of his job.
And women with hybristophilia have evil sex cancer. The reality is that
Beast is also not a criminal. Technically, Belle was the criminal in that movie/story.
normal women like bad boys a little, and women with hybristophilia like them too much. But it is in all of them. And in my opinion, that's why so many women watch true crime and not any of these innocent answers. I just want to be safe from killers. That's why I have to write them letters in prison. This makes a lot of men feel really bad about women. They say, well, I don't want to be a criminal. If that's what women want, I give up. But you don't have to be bad. You just have to be stronger than the bad guys.
Okay, that's a stupid looking sword. No offense, but also, like, where's the other side of the handle? And why does it look like that? I don't like this sword.
You know, like a hero, like every story ever told, remember? Like a knight with a sword.
Why do you look like that? What is it? What's happening here?
They don't fight dragons with hugs and kisses. They stab them to death. You forgot about that, didn't you? And that is why the
Donkey and Shrek fought a dragon with hugs and kisses.
sword is the biggest secret. They lied to you. They told you nice is good and strong is bad. So now we don't have what women want, and they don't correct us because we get mad if they do. That's why so many men are pathetic now. Look at me, I'm a good boy. I would never hurt a fly.
To be fair, he does look like a good boy. He looks very nice. I would hang out with him.
Yachts Queen, let's ban all the
I wouldn't hang out with him. He kind of looks douchey.
weapons and we'll do hugs
Good jaw, though.
and love. I'm fighting for a
What are these pins? Hashtag? Is that a hashtag? LLZ? I don't know what that means. Also, this button is really off, the way the letters are going off the top and the bottom.
woman. They tell you to be this way, and they find it disgusting.
By now, everyone has seen or heard of the fact that conservative men are struggling in dating in this political climate. Here's a fucking thought, change your mind.
Who are the cuties in the Democratic Party that are speaking?
Oh, I don't know. Talk to anyone who lives in D.C.
She looks like an actress. I can't remember her name. She was in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, though. And she left. She looks like a blonde version of her.
It's hard to find a cute Democrat.
Oh my god, shots fired.
No, that's the tea. Ask anyone who lives in D.C.
It's the same pattern. It's always the same pattern. Do as I say, here you go, ew. I don't know about you, but I'm not changing my core beliefs for a 4 with a dirty mouth.
Here's a fucking thought.
Maybe if you acted like
Oh, that was such a burn. Write that down. Write that down. Use it against somebody.
a lady, you'd have a husband. And even if you do change your mind, that just turns you into this guy. And then you're right back here. Believe what I say, here you go, ew. Women don't like this guy. They like the strong guy. This guy has to hang around foolish women and wait for them to get drunk. This is the biggest...
That's true. Like, there's only two ways, even remotely out of the friend zone, and it's never going to end well. One is wait for them to get drunk and then hope they sleep with you, which is an awful thing to do. Or wait for them to go long enough that they start to feel desperate and sad, and then they settle for you, which is also a terrible thing to do. The only real good way out of the friend zone: stop talking to the person who has you on the hook and just be your best self. Eventually, they'll see how well you're doing without them, and they will not like that.
This thing that men don't understand. They get married, and then their wives don't want to touch them, and they go, I don't get it. I go to work, I pay the bills, I do the chores, I remember your birthday, I'm nice, 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 nice. I obey my wife's every command. Why doesn't she think I'm hot? And it's because you're trying to purchase attraction with obedience, and it doesn't work that way. That has the opposite effect. That makes her feel like she's chained to a loser. Ew. You have to be the things she likes. Like, here's where we're going to eat tonight, wear something comfortable, and not, where do you want to go? I need your instructions. Tell me what to do and I'll obey you. That's not the formula. The formula is strong thing, nice thing. Get in the car and then you get dinner. Slaughter your village, but boy, aren't you pretty. And yeah, it's pretty messed up that women don't care if the strong thing is good or evil, but you can't blame them. That's nature. The male performs and the female selects. Nature likes winners, not nice guys. That is an ugly truth.
That's an oddly specific reference to nature that kind of works.
And to most people, especially women, ugly truth means false. If you haven't seen Who's a 10, that explains it. So you can't get answers from women because they won't tell you and they don't even know why. That's why they say don't ask fish how to catch fish. Ask the fisherman. We know more about women than they know about themselves. So do women know what they want? Maybe.
Okay, realistically, anyone who's watching this, would you go for her? Just asking. Is this your type? Keep in mind, she has an entire shelf of Naruto manga and some Naruto pops. That should be taken into account as well.
Maybe sometimes, but they're usually not going to tell you because it makes you look like a little boy. Remember, more public, more secret. What women say they want is not what they respond to, and what they respond to is strength. How do you get strength? Well, I'm telling you right here. Look as good as you can, be capable, be confident. This stuff can make up for looks. I'll say it again, it's not about being evil. Women are attracted to strong and they're disgusted by weak. They want Prince Charming, but they will take the bad boy over any wimp, no matter how nice. And you need to make sure that you are not down here calling yourself nice for being obedient to women. They hate that. You cannot nice your way into attraction. Listen to this rule one more time. She's not saying, I want a felon. She's saying, felons are trouble, which is bad, but they're still better than nice wimps.
I'm so fed up of lowering my standards because I think, oh my god, I'm gonna give this guy a chance. He might actually be nice.
She wants nice.
No, they never follow through.
But they are never strong.
This is why I like felons. Because once you fall in love with a felon and a felon falls in love with you, it's f***ing over with. He's obsessed with you. You ain't going nowhere.
And that's the good part. Here's another one. She says the same thing.
This is the hottest thing a guy can do.
I'm not really into nice guys because I like boys, so...
Again, the problem is with language. She said, I don't like nice guys, I like boys, because we only talk about niceness and not about strength.
And what's the worst thing a guy can do?
I guess be nice.
Be nice.
Because sometimes if you're too nice, it gives like, it's like the ick.
Really?
You know? Because it's like, why are you so nice?
Again, the language.
Well, she kind of got it. She's almost there. She almost has what she wants. Not quite. She needs a little work, though.
Which is terrible. She's saying when a guy tries to pay me for attraction with niceness, it's gross, because that means no one else wants him, which is weak. Now watch the guy get confused, just like you probably are, and just like I used to be.
You like when guys like degrade you type shit? Is that what you like?
Not degrade me, but like, you know.
Guys like degrade you type shit? Is that what you like?
Not degrade me, but like, you know. Because I feel like...
Not cruel.
I feel like he wasn't confused. He was just asking the question, like a follow-up question, to see how far she was going. Because the word she used was kind of misleading in what she actually wants, but it's probably what she's only dealt with so far. That was the easiest term for her to grab.
Cruelty, not degrade me, but like, you know. Secret. Won't say it.
If a guy is nice, that means he gets no girls, and that's like a turn off, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
But then I'm on social media like I want a guy that gets no bitches, but like that's just not true. So.
Okay.
On social media, in public, I say I want a guy who gets no bitches, but it's just not true. On Zones 3, I wrote popular. I should have made that bigger. And that
back to
includes
Zone 3.
popularity with women. He's gonna pick me one day over all the other girls who find him attractive, which is in itself attractive. So that's rule number 1 about how to get strength. It's not about being mean. It's about being strong enough to get away with being mean. I'm not going to go over all these again. I did that in Self-Maximize 1. Just rewatch it. Rule number 2 is look good. Be fit, get dressed, haircut, smell nice. You know the drill.
I need to work
Rule
on that
number
one.
3 is be impressive. Get good at things that impress women. She has to think you're amazing. Not nice, but like, oh my god, he's so cool. You don't see a guy like that every day.
We need a list. A list of the skills, sir.
So not like a Rubik's Cube, more like double alpha. Oh my god, he's so rich, he's so tall, look at his muscles. Impressive. Girls like musicians, they like motorcycles, they like, I don't know, some girls might like Rubik's Cube. You can hang on to
That's true. Some girls do like Rubik's Cubes. Those are cool girls.
those. Different girls like different stuff. Get good at the stuff you want to be liked for. And remember, do as much of this as possible. So
All right, remember
many
that.
pickles can you fit
Strong,
in your
tough,
butt?
smart, income, power, fun, skills, talent, status, respect, dominant, funny, smooth, capable, sly, perseverance, mysterious, and popular. All you have to do is be all of those things.
I don't mean just like build a really cool birdhouse.
Well,
should
thank you for the
also be
redeem.
Strong and tough and smart and fun, and you need social status. That's an important one. You should have power over others. You should be popular. They should respect you. Do as much of this as you can, and when you get any of these, it helps you get more of them. If you get some, you can use it to get more. Number 4 is show
Hydrated.
off. Let women observe you being impressive, just like nature. I have a large audience. Some of them are women. Some of them are impressed. Trust me, it works. Number 5 is look for the hanky drop. Women used to wear these big, ridiculous dresses, and then they would drop a handkerchief, and they'd go, oh my goodness, I need
Handkerchief. Why did he pronounce it like that? So weird. But I kind of like it.
man to help me, and it's bullshit. She could get it herself. She just wants you to look at her. The hanky drop comes in many forms. It could be a smile out of nowhere, asking for help with something easy, looking at you too long or several times in a row. One time I got a lot of extra food at the farmer's market, but it's always like a reason to look at her, and then, well, now that you're looking at me, what else do you have going on? Number 6 is be confident. That means believing that you're likable. Once a woman shows up, you cannot say, why would anyone like me? You have to say, of course you like me, and you're lucky you saw me first. Get in the car. I could
Don't actually say that.
do a whole video on confidence, I probably will, but if you believe something bad, like I must be unlikable, about yourself, it comes from your experiences. Here, there's you, there's a girl, she didn't like you, and so you think, I must be unlikable. To fix that, you have to believe someone else might like you, and then find someone who does, and when she does, now you have proof. And now you can believe, I guess I am likable to some people. I used to think I was weak. Every little boy looks up to his father.
Okay.
And my father used to call me a weakling, so I said, I guess I'm a weakling. And it wasn't until I was 23 that I said, well, I could try lifting weights and see what happens. And then it worked, and I got all huge, and I said, I guess I can be
I got all
strong.
huge.
Your confidence is built from
Get buff.
your successes. And to get success,
Seriously though, take care of yourself. It's very important. I need to work on that more. But it's very, very important. And the earlier you start, the better your life is going to be down the road.
is you have to believe you can have them and then go out in the world and find one. Rule number 7, be a safe place. This is the last one, and it's the big one. This is where you really need to understand what the sword is and why you need it. The sword is safety. They tell you it's danger. They say swords are dangerous. We need to take them away from ya. And your job is to tell them to shut up and go to hell. You
Maybe not that severely. Holy crap. I feels like it was, he was holding that one in.
never give up your power. This is true even if you're in love. If you're in a relationship and she does this to you, you give up the woman before you give up the power. She's gonna test you. They all do it. She's gonna scream and cry and call you names, and if you get a bad one, she might use threats. I got some stories, man. And
I cannot wait for those stories, to be honest. I need that video immediately.
listen to me really careful. Sometimes I say things that are generally true, like statistically speaking, women are. This is 100% of the time. You never give up your power. You use it in ways that make her happy. That's the good guy stuff. That's strong thing, nice thing. But you never give her the keys. She's gonna tell you, give up your power or you can't have me, and that is a test. You can have power in a woman, you can have power and no woman, you can have no power, no woman, but you can't have no power and a woman. Even if she's still there, you...
That's not true. There's some women who are into that. Usually they're not worth being with, but they are into that.
You don't have her if you don't have power. Ask all the married men who are lonely. This is Samson and Delilah from the Bible. You don't have to believe in magic. I'm not selling you Christianity, but the Bible is full of wisdom. Just listen. Samson is superhuman. He's like Hercules. And Delilah gets paid by Samson's enemies to seduce him. And she says, don't worry, I love you. You can trust me. Where does your strength come from? And he says, it's my hair. So Delilah waits for Samson to fall asleep, cuts his hair off, and then his enemies capture him and rip his eyeballs out and he dies. I'm not saying don't ever trust women with anything.
Is that how that ends? I don't remember it ending like that. But I don't know enough about it.
The last girlfriend drive my car. I'm just saying they will ask you to give up your power, and when you give up your power, they don't like you anymore, and then you lose everything. Because power is how you create safety. You point your sword this way, and then this is where it's safe. It's how you cut a path through reality for her to walk safely. And when she says, give me your power, that's like saying, let me go first. And if you do, she doesn't like it. So that's all a little abstract. You have to have power
He has nice
and
hands.
keep it. But what does that mean? Well, unfortunately, it all comes down to this. This is how animals have power in nature. Humans are more complex. We talk, we trade, we negotiate, we make rules, we enforce them.
I trade and negotiate often, yes.
But when those things don't work, this comes back. We still have war, physical conflict. So when I say
Unfortunately.
take the sword pill, what I mean is, you need to be sure of yourself in everything you do, even physically. You can be huge and know how to fight. You can exercise your rights if you live in a country that has them. Being quick-witted is a
Fingers
form
crossed.
of power. Being a good speaker. You can control people with words. Women do it all the time. Musicians control people with emotions. Or you can just be the boss. Remember Tony Soprano? Not exactly a Playgirl model, but very hot to her.
'Cause confidence. That guy's a phenomenal actor. He could get it. He could absolutely get it.
This girl thinks this guy is hotter than you because he has power. And if you're a mob boss, what that means is, I can make things happen. Most people rely on the police for safety, and it's good that we have them, but that doesn't mean you get to be a weenie. You can't say, I don't need to be strong, someone else will do it for me, because the girls will just go find him. So you can see why.
That's a good point. What they need you for. If you're not going to do it, you're just going to turn to somebody else. They might as well just cut off the middleman.
Why the sword is such a big secret and why women don't talk about it. Because it doesn't mean just have money or be good at juggling. It means that whatever you're good at and whatever you have is backed up by, I can make things happen. I once referred to this as having violence in the heart. It means you have to be scary but in a good way. And people have a hard time holding both of those thoughts at once. They say, but scary means bad.
No.
You could do something wrong. But
No. If you're religious, you're supposed to be afraid of God. But that doesn't make God bad. That's how you can have both.
But heroes are scary. They scare.
That sword was stupid. I'm still on that, and his eyes are messed up.
Bad guys. That's where our disgusting language comes from. Nice is weak, strong is bad. You can't be both, just one or the other. So violence in the heart does not mean violence in the street. It means you can do bad things, but you won't. Jordan Peterson explained this once with another Bible quote, "The meek shall inherit the earth." What he explained was that the word meek was translated poorly. It doesn't mean wimp. It means men who can fuck shit up, but they don't use their power for evil, they use it to create safety. Meek doesn't mean no sword, it means uses the sword for good. It means hero. That makes a little more sense, doesn't it? The heroes shall inherit the earth.
That actually does. Why does nobody ever teach you that part in church? Jesus. I feel like that would be like the first thing. Like, be a hero. You just be your own hero, then you can be others.
Oh, the Bible makes sense if you know what it says. Here, let me open up Proverbs. Be not envious of evil men, nor desire to be with them, for their hearts devise violence, and their lips talk of trouble. By wisdom a house is built, and by understanding it is established. By knowledge the rooms are filled with all precious and pleasant riches. A wise man is full of strength, and a man of knowledge enhances his might. It's all in here. It's a user manual for being human.
Straight from God's lips to like 20,000 people who had to decipher it and then translate it and then rewrite it over the gosh knows how long it's been.
And that's why saying bad boys and good guys is so stupid. You can't be good if you're not strong. Just a nice wimp or a weak jerk. So you have to make being strong a central part of your life. And when you do, people will be able to tell. It radiates off of you. I know I might not sound like it, but I'm very good at this part. People used to stop me in the middle of a conversation and
I don't care about the flat monotone. He's got a nice voice. And he explains things well, so that really helps.
say, you know, you're a commanding personality. And I'd go, mm-hmm. And they'd say, well, that didn't help. I didn't do anything wrong. I just feel serious sometimes. One time I was walking down the street getting a little sun, and someone stood in front of me and said, I need you to donate to a social issue. And it was a sensitive one. It was one of the things you can get yelled at for. But I didn't like it, so I said, I feel the opposite way. And the guy goes, oh, damn. And I turned around, and I saw him standing there with two friends pointing at me and shrugging, like, that guy doesn't like the thing. Do we do something? They didn't. Another time I was sitting with a girl having coffee,
that's
and a
interesting.
homeless guy started saying obscene things to her. So I told him to stand back, and we left. And I told her how I felt about him, and she said, well, I'm glad you didn't hurt him, but at least you wanted to. She liked it a lot. She was...
What? Why would you want to hurt him? He wasn't posing a threat to anybody. I do not understand that.
very sick of wimps. I have other stories I don't want to share, just imagine them. But the point was, there was a time before I was assertive and a time after, and the time after was way better. So we live in a stupid culture that says strong is bad and weak is nice. So I get accused of being bad a lot because it's easy to tell when I'm angry, but I'm angry at bad things, which is what makes me good.
As well, you should
I don't
be.
act on that unless I have to, which is what makes me meek. When a problem shows up, I'm not afraid to demonstrate resistance. And a lot of modern men are afraid. Why are they afraid? Because they could lose. Why are they afraid to lose? Because they don't have confidence in their strength. So go stand up for yourself until you feel like a winner. That is the secret that all women want. Because if you're not strong,
We finally got to the
she's not
secret.
safe.
It only took 45 minutes.
That's why this picture upset people. It depicts safety and strength at the same time, and in our culture, people cannot see both at once. It's either or. It isn't nice, so it must be bad. So these are the 7 rules. I made a worksheet. You can buy it on my Patreon. I'll give it to members for free in a week or so.
Hanky drop.
And bonus rule number 8 is keep going until you die. You don't get to quit being strong. You don't get to say, I did something cool.
That's rough. That's part of the toxic masculinity. Not to women, but to men, to themselves mainly. Like you feel like you can't express your emotions because you constantly have to be strong. That's why right there.
2 years ago, if you don't keep doing it, she doesn't keep liking you. You get married and she says, stop doing the things that made me like you. And you go, okay, what do you want me to do? And she tells you and you obey her. And then she feels chained to a loser who has to pay for attraction. And if 8 steps are too much to remember, just remember strong thing, nice thing. Someone always tells me no matter what I do, women will never like me. That's probably not true.
Yeah,
Remember this
it's
guy,
impossible.
not a model. Personally, I'm only a little above average. I'm 5'11", I'm not a model either. Before I put in the work, I lived my whole life right here. I started trying, I shot up here, and I stayed for like 12 years. I still get benefits. I just say the right thing and women go, oh, not a wimp. Refreshing. So most of you are here, that's just how math works. Chances are high that you can cross this line with effort. So figure out what to do. Ask
take care of
yourself,
yourselves.
does it give
Key.
me more of any of these things? Does it make me more confident in those things? Thank you for listening. Good luck on your travels. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this with you.
Get yourself a customized sword.
After I finished editing this video, somebody sent me this and I had to include it. Look at what's happening. His wife selects an apple, determines that it is good enough, and puts it in the bag. He takes it out while she's not looking, offers it to her, she inspects it, and puts it back. She thought the apple was
What?
good the first time, but she doesn't like it when he offers it. She cannot even see the apple. The only thing she sees is her disgust that he's asking her permission to buy an apple. Ew. And they're never going to tell you. Secret.
Oh, that's insane. He needs to leave her. Jesus Christ. I don't know how anybody can act like that towards somebody they claim to love. Oh, thank you for joining me. That was a wild ride. A lot of truths, a lot of exaggeration, I'd have to say also. Let me know if you've been in a relationship like that, or if you've been in a situation where you improved yourself and things got better for you. Hopefully you're all taking good care of yourself, not for catching ladies or fellas, but because you love yourself and you deserve it. All right. I'm going to go. I think it's about time to eat, and then I'm going to take me a lunch break and calm the crap down. It's been a long day of reactions. We haven't done this in a while. I think it's been about a month. So stay safe, stay hydrated, take care of yourselves, and take care of somebody else. Peace.